Hello, I'm Chris Casey.
And I'm Kristen Lagana. Welcome to Anne Arundel County Year in Review. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and yours. In this episode, we are going to count down all of the biggest stories of 2014. Now, so much happened this year, Chris, but we are going to bring you all the top 10 in one big show. Ready? Here we go. But first, a quick programming note. Week in Review is taking off next week, so you're going to have to replay this episode over and over again, like A Christmas Story or Star Wars Episode 3. Feel free to sip some eggnog if that makes it easier to watch. Chris?
Well, it's better be strong eggnog if you want me to watch us on repeat. Okay, let's get started on the biggest stories of 2014. Drum roll, please, Chuck. At number 10, Solving the Unsolved. It was a murder mystery that shocked Davidsonville. Nicole Burgess was found murdered inside her home in the spring of 2013. Her dog, a pit bull mix, was also found in the home. This year, police made an arrest in the case based on a traffic stop. Terrence Proctor was linked to the case using witness interviews, DNA analysis, and cell phone evidence. Great job by the county police.
I remember that case, Chris. It was so odd because nothing like this ever happens in Davidsonville. It was very tragic, very sad. Poor girl, and also the poor dog.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Horrible,
it's just unthinkable.
All right, well, let's go to number 9. Another drum roll, please. State champs. Anne Arundel County had a lot of championships in many sports, but we have to give the story of the year to Chesapeake High School's Cougars winning the championship for boys varsity baseball. They beat Sherwood High School 2-0, led by excellent pitching by Drew Spinnenweber. Chesapeake boasts a pitching staff that has tossed 32 consecutive scoreless innings. That's pretty darn good and worthy of a top 10 story practically by itself. You ever seen a shutout game, Chris?
I have, but more importantly, as you know, I'm a Chesapeake alumni.
All right.
And I just have to say that we have always had a fantastic athletic program there. So, good job, Chesapeake, on that.
Well, I'll go ahead and say go South River Seahawks, because that's where I'm from.
Always throw the plug in there. Time for number 8, jobs, jobs, jobs. Flagger Force, a company based in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, not only decided to relocate to Glen Burnie and bring 340 jobs with it, the company also spent $2.5 million to purchase and renovate an old telephone switching station at 8th Avenue. Flagger Force provides safety around traffic work zones, so give them a wave next time you drive by, or a flag. After all, they're boosting our economy.
All right, coming in at number 7 is the hiring of George Arlotto as our superintendent of schools. After 2 changes at the top in 2 years, the top educator in the county is here for the long haul. Arlotto was appointed in May and has already made an impact on public schools. One of his first moves was to eliminate the chief of staff position, which he previously held, and he has already made his mark on the budget and redistricting.
And moving right along, we have number 6, have a Coke and a smile. The beginning of 2014 was met with the great news that Coca-Cola will build a nearly 300,000 square foot warehouse in Hanover to replace its existing facility. Adding jobs is one thing, but keeping more than 400 jobs from leaving the area is even better. No word yet on whether the host of Week in Review can get a free soda, but we'll look into that further into 2015. Construction starts soon, and that's good for the economy too.
Well, that's the rundown for 5 of the biggest stories of 2014. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will have more, including the biggest thing that happened this year. Take a look at the community calendar for events around this town. We'll be right back.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back. Let's continue the countdown of the biggest stories of 2014. Coming in at number 5, can we have a drum roll, please? Thank you very much. Bottle bomber busted. Can you say that 3 times fast, Kristen?
All right, ready? Bottle bummer busted. Oh, no, I can't.
She can't do it. Anne Arundel County Police posted this security video of a man later arrested for a spree of dangerous attacks on area movie theaters. Thanks to tips from the public, police arrested Manuel Bell Jr. of Bowie and charged him in connection with 6 incidents in Anne Arundel and Prince George's counties. He also faces charges in Virginia, and thankfully no one was hurt in the attacks. Good thing they got him.
Yeah, seriously, that was scary too. The 4th biggest story of 2014 ties the year up in a nice little bow. Well, a ribbon to be exact. Severna Park and Lakeshore Elementary Schools were named Blue Ribbon winners. It's quite an accomplishment and means those students were top in the state for achievement or improvement in test scores. Anne Arundel County has won the prestigious award more than a dozen times in the past, and often the recognized schools move on to win national honors. Now, we'll be sure to let you know if the Blue Ribbon goes national in 2015, and we want to thank all the fabulous teachers out there.
Well, we're down to the last 3, Kristen. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
She's so excited, her ugly sweater just got even uglier.
What's ugly about this? There's a snowman and some presents and a tree. It's beautiful.
It is absolutely beautiful.
Leave my sweater alone.
All right. Well, I'm really funny in 2014, but coming in at number 3, we couldn't forget this mugshot. Remember Todd Wheeler? He was charged at the beginning of the year with making bombs. It all started when he checked into Baltimore Washington Medical Center with extensive chemical burns. Police thought they might want to search his house, and it ended up being rigged with booby traps. Wheeler will now serve up to nearly 4 years in prison. Again, probably where he belongs.
Jeez. Every time you hear about police avoiding a major disaster, it really sends chills up your spine. And that brings us to number 2, overdose antidote. It's another way police are preventing disaster. Heroin has become a major focus nationwide, and locally there is 1 fatality a week from overdoses. Last spring, Anne Arundel County Police became the first in Maryland to equip officers with Narcan, a drug that can reverse an overdose before it becomes fatal. Police are hoping that the addition will stem the tide of heroin-related deaths. Meanwhile, they are working on other initiatives to fight a growing heroin problem.
And finally, at long last, the biggest story of 2014.
Oh, what's it going to be?
Well, Kristen, as you know, this was an election year.
Yes, it was.
And we saw some pretty significant changes locally.
Yes, we did.
Annapolis just missed the cutoff for our list by electing a new mayor in Mike Panelidis in November of last year. But then a month ago, on November 4th, we got a new county executive in Steve Shue, a new governor in Larry Hogan, who is from Edgewater, I might add, and Wes Adams, our new state's attorney. 3 new county councilmen and 6 new state delegates. There you have it. That's a lot of change in the people who are making decisions and representing us, and that is our top story of the year. The voters definitely made their voice heard this year, that's for sure.
That definitely was. It was a big election this year, and we saw a lot of changes. And hey, it brought me a new co-host for Week in Review, right?
It did, and that's remaining to be seen whether it's a good move for you or not. But, watch out, I'm
Are you
coming for
having fun on the show?
It's fun. It's
Okay.
good. I gotta say, it's a little weird to watch yourself on TV the first couple times.
Yeah.
Brings us back to the eggnog kind of thing.
Yeah.
But,
I think we need a cute, catchy theme song. Chuck, you gotta work on that. Do-do-do-do, Week in Review. Da-da-da-da. You sing, right?
not on this show.
Jazz
no.
hands?
No jazz
Nothing?
hands. No nothing.
All right, well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on YouTube, Facebook, and Google+ at Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights, news, and maybe another ugly Christmas sweater from around the county. Have a very safe and happy New Year. Bye.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No?
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.